Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Who's ready for Smiler hockey tonight? I know I am. Welcome to Canadian Islander fan, and I am pumped up. And why am I pumped up? Well, I'm pumped up because of this. And there she is, beautiful Belmont Arena. Isn't she gorgeous? It's absolutely beautiful. You can see the Islander fans are sliding into the arena right now. You can see them all lined up down there. How exciting is this? Here I am on the West Coast in Canada, and I'm absolutely thrilled for the Islander fans. It's been a long time coming, so congratulations to all you New Yorkers. Got a beautiful facility there. I'm definitely going to make it down to New York to make sure I catch an Islanders game in this building. So super excited about tonight. The one thing that we have happening, though, unfortunately for us, is that the COVID bug has hit us. Yeah, it's hit us big. So we already had Lee, Bailey, and Johnston on COVID protocols, and added to it now have been Green, Beauvillier, and Pellick. So we're really depleted for tonight, but as Barry says, when an opportunity like this happens, it's just opening a door for another person. So yeah, you know what? I still got faith in the guys tonight. I think we're going to win this game. And the reason why I think we're going to win this game is those guys are going to win it for the guys who can't be there tonight. And I also think that Calgary's playing above their head right now. So we shall see what happens tonight. But I expect a very energized Islander lineup. Wouldn't it be nice if we had some rookie come and surprise us tonight? So there could be a bunch of rookies making a start tonight. I think Richard Panik's going to be in the lineup. I'm hoping Salo will be in the lineup, and I don't know who else has been called up, but we'll all find out shortly because we're getting pretty close to game time as it is now. So let's talk about a little bit about tonight. Like I said, I think Calgary's playing a little bit over their heads right now. They're getting great goaltending from both Markstrom and Vladar. But the Flames right now are 9-3-5, and that's good for second in the Pacific right now. And of course, the Islanders are in last place in the Metro at 5-6-2. All those being road games, and tonight being our first home game. So pretty excited about that to get the boys going. Power play could be a killer for us tonight because the Flames are 9th in the league and we're 30th. So that could be bad for us. And penalty kill for us is 12th in the league, but for the Flames is 5th. So don't forget, like I told you, they've had great goaltending this year, and I'm assuming that the reason the Flames are so high up there is because of Markstrom. He's been playing so well. As for the two teams go, Nelson's our leading scorer with 9 points, and Goudreau has 19 points. Wow, 10 point spread already. That's kind of crazy. Mind you, Calgary has also played 4 more games than the Islanders, which face-offs are relatively even between the two teams, but I find it, well, I don't find it surprising actually, but the Islanders heavily out-hit the Flames. They've got 50 more hits this year, and they played 4 less games. So Calgary does not like to hit. And block shots, the Islanders have more than the Flames. Once again, 217 to 198. The one thing about block shots is block shots can always be deceiving because that means you're being hemmed in your own zone. However, we know what it's like for us, how we keep them to the outside for outside shots. So I never really worry too much about the shots on goal. It's as Barry says, a results-oriented business. So that's what we need to take care of first. Anyway, I've been waiting for this day for 30 years now. It's been that long of a wait. I can remember a time in the 90s and in the early 2000s that sometimes I couldn't read the message boards because all it was talk about getting a new arena, and it just got so frustrating after a while. I know that as Belmont got built, and before Belmont, it was about 5 years ago, I finally just started to boycott the arena threads in forums and that, because I just couldn't take it anymore. And However, I did get addicted to the webcam, so that was a lot more fun than reading about it. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, I'm really excited about this game. I'm not sure who's going to go in net tonight. I got a feeling it's going to be Varley, and the reason being is because he's the veteran, and Barry usually likes to award things like that. And I think we'd rather have Sorokin in for Toronto tomorrow night. So uh, yeah, so I'm thinking Varley is going to get the go tonight. So anyway, should be lots to report about in this game because I'm going to have a whole lot of new players to be talking about as the Islanders lineup has been decimated. I will not accept that as an excuse. We're supposed to have huge amount of depth on this team, and we're just about to find out, as we're probably losing our MVP in Pellet tonight. That's the biggest loss for us for sure. So looks like we're going to see both Aho and Salo in the lineup tonight, and I'm really excited about seeing Salo. So anyway, guys, really enjoy the opening. I can't wait to see it. I'll be on all night trying to find some kind of replay of the opening ceremonies because I want to see it. I mean, I actually watched the opening ceremonies yesterday for a full hour, and wow, I knew it was going to be nothing but boring speeches, but it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, so we finally got the stadium now. So anyway, that's all I got for you for now. We shall see you in between the first and second period. Wow, so many emotions in that period. I had chills and I had goosebumps in my head. That was just oh, thank you. I had chills in my head, and I was almost in disbelief. Anyway, after one period of play, the Calgary Flames lead the Islanders 2-1. Well, I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start first off. To me, it's completely obvious they screwed up on the ice because it wasn't reacting the way it reacts like it's supposed to. I mean, all the puck did all period long was just slide along the ice. Like, what happened to the bouncing puck? The bouncing puck, we're used to the bouncing puck, but yeah, not on this ice. The puck just slides around, and people can do whatever they want with the puck, and that is just kind of weird. But wow, magnificent ice. I certainly hope it holds up just like that all the time because wow, that was amazing in itself. So yeah, I just had a strange feeling it was going to be the Flames that scored the first goal in Belmont, as they did in 72. They scored the first goal as well, but it was actually that game when I first started to decide which team I was going to cheer for. It was either going to be the Atlanta Flames or the New York Islanders. So I remember seeing this highlights from this first game, and my first reaction was, "Oh, wow! I like both these teams' uniforms. Wow! Red's my favorite color, so the Flames one really appealed to me. But man, I fell in love with this orange, white, and blue, and I mean, that's not why I picked them, but I mean, if the Flames had drafted Potvin, then I would have been a Flames fan, I guess, which it would have ended up being fitting, I guess, since I'm from Calgary, but that's not the way it ended up. So anyway, yeah, so it gets disheartening when the Flames go up 2-0 in that, and it's just one of those things. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about it when things aren't going your way. I've been talking about this for a while, and I keep calling it, you can go on these runs for 6-7 games, but it almost seems longer than that right now for the Islanders, that they're just not getting any puck luck. Like, I absolutely don't want to take anything away from Mangiapane's goal, because that is talented. That is talented, but the odds of that happening all the time are very rare. Sometimes it goes in. So don't get me wrong, great goal, but most of the times those don't go. The player either misses a puck or deflects it wide or deflects it into the goaltender and stuff like that. We haven't had any of that going our way for the Islanders, and other teams that we've been playing seem to have been going their way. And We need some puck luck. We really do. It's there's nothing seemingly going our way, but man, did the period ever pick up at the very end when Brock scored that goal. But typical Islander fashion. Typical Islander fashion. They it's we couldn't even celebrate properly for our first goal in Belmont because some blind freaking ref, the only guy on the continent who didn't see the puck go into the net. So I'm like, come on, man. But then it got loud. Then it got real loud real quick. So yeah, it was pretty exciting for me. The Islanders outshot the Flames 13-9, and I thought that's a fair judgment of how the period went. Markstrom's been on fire for quite some time now, so it's going to be tough. We're going to have to work hard, but the boys are giving it their all. My pick for the Islander first goal didn't come true. I thought it was going to be Parise, and it was funny. Just before when Brock missed the chance to score, I thought, well, you know what? It might be Brock because, man, he's getting a lot of opportunities here. And then 30 seconds later, I think he scored. But yeah, my pick was Zach Parise. It didn't come true, but that doesn't mean Zach won't score tonight. I just might have been a little off. That's all. At least that's what I'm hoping for sure. Thought a lot of guys looked great out there. Robin Salo was fantastic. He was everything I thought he was going to be for me. No panic in our zone. He just takes his time, and it wasn't him screwing up the power play. It was Barzal kept falling all the time, trying to skate, but every time he got up, he was still out of balance and kept falling. And then Salo would pick up the puck, give it back to Barzal, he'd fall again. It was almost comical. But I want to point out one thing that Salo did tonight that we have not been doing on the Islanders. And he only got one opportunity to do it, but I also noticed he did it in the exhibition game a lot when he got the opportunity, and that is walking the line. When you have a defenseman walking the line, you force all four guys on the ice, all four of them, to move. And we never tire out a penalty kill in that, and that is how you tire out a penalty kill in a hurry. Robin Salo is going to be our answer to the power play. I can just feel it. And speaking of youngsters, Aho's looked fantastic tonight. He looks like a seasoned vet out there. I mean, I know he's no spring chicken anymore, but yeah, he's feeling pretty confident out there from what I'm seeing in his play. And Grant Hutton getting his debut in the Ebbs jersey. So and paired with Salo, and they looked really good. I thought they looked really good together. So no problems there. Panik, love the way he set the tone with that big hit. Man, you gotta love it when you've got the depth to bring up a Panic. Oh my God, we are in such a different place than we were 2 decades ago, 1 decade ago. It's just amazing to have that kind of guy to pull up. And Panic grabbed himself an assist on the Nelson goal, as did Palmieri. Palmieri was my second choice to score the first goal, so at least he got in a secondary assist on that one, so it makes me feel a little bit better. My second pick, secondary assist. Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, a lot of Islanders stood out to me. Wally really using his body tonight, but obviously the topic of conversation for the first period has to be Matt Martin. What the hell kind of period was that? A spinorama backhand pass in your own zone, Matt? You're going to try that move, and the horrendous giveaway you gave before that as well? Yeah, no wonder Barry threw you on the bench. I'd have thrown you on the freaking bench too. Man, that was just brutal. And I thought Andreoff on his few shifts that he subbed in looked pretty good for you, Matt. What are you thinking? All I could think about was, it's my favorite Lou story, and I've heard Danico say it like 4 or 5 times, and I just love it. And And that story went like this. Ken Danico talking. He goes, he noticed when he was a rookie, he thought he could score a lot more points, and he just wasn't getting power play time. And if he got the power play time, then he thought his point totals would rise and be up with other guys than that. So he went to Lou about it and said, I think I need some power play time to get out there and get some points. And Lou looked at him and he told him to sit down, and he goes, I want to tell you about a band. He goes, in a band, the lead singer and the lead guitarist, they get all the fame. They get all the money, and everybody knows those guys. Everybody knows who they are. They get all the girls and everything. He goes, but you know what? The drummer really carries the band. That's right. The drummer carries the band. And he goes, some players are just meant to be drummers. But you know what? Be the very best drummer you can possibly be. And Ken Danico went out and became the best drummer he could be, playing that way for the Devils, and had one hell of a career. I hated playing against Danico. He was awesome. So once again, Matt, I say, what the hell were you thinking? Like, serious, you're a drummer. You're a drummer. Jesus, what a beautiful arena. What a beautiful arena. I still got goosebumps going in that here. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm hoping, praying for a big Islander comeback. So we'll see in between the second and third period. After 2 periods of play, Calgary Flames lead the Islanders 3-1 after 2 periods. So at the moment, it's not looking good. We need to hope that maybe there's some Belmont magic in the air for the third period that could somehow miraculously pull this off to be a win for us under such conditions and everything. But there is a lot of positives to see out there. It sucked we got outscored 1-0, and Flames had 15 shots. The Islanders had 9, and that was pretty indicative of the play. I thought it was a wide open period, lots of shots, but Calgary had more of them. But we got a depleted roster happening here, so it's hard to be too upset with them in that. And I know the younger me would have been so upset, because I would have been starting to think of, oh no, we're not going to make the playoffs and things like that. But I've learned not to get too much built up like that. I'm sure occasionally you'll see some videos where I'm a little pent up and let it out. But yeah, I've learned how to take it on a more level basis here. So first and foremost is that I see the effort being put out by the Islander players. So if they're putting out an effort, then for me, they definitely get a pass. Matt Martin doesn't get a pass from me at all. He looks absolutely horrible out there. He looks terrible. He looks like he's over the hill. It looks like he's done. And yeah, it's like he can't even catch up to anybody to give a hit anymore. Yeah, that's a little worrisome for me. Like, he's looked really, really bad. And he's one of the reasons the fourth line keeps getting hemmed in all the time is because of him. And he had those 2 bad giveaways in the first period. You can't have that. So I talked about the puck luck in the last intermission, and I know Butch has been talking about it too. It's so easy to recognize that nothing is going right. Once again, another great deflection by Mangiapane. But do we get a person fall flat on their back like that so that our guy's wide open alone, uncontested, to just be able to tip a shot? I mean, anybody who practices tipping a shot, if there ain't nobody around, it's a piece of cake. Let me tell you, if you've got any coordination at all, it's a piece of cake, that's for sure. At least back in my day, we all used my baseball team was my hockey team. So we were multi-sport back in my time, but so our hand-eye coordination was always pretty good. Yeah, Matt Martin, just horrible. However, I'm going to bring it up a tone, and I am absolutely in love with Salo and Aho tonight. They are just firing away from anywhere. Aho made one mistake. There was a point where Wally he was right in the OV spot, and the pass wouldn't have been that far for Aho if he had to just pass that one to Wallstrom. Yeah, he would have ripped it. But I'm not going to blame Aho for shooting. And all I saw him was shooting. Robin Salo, same thing. By the way, only one thing happens when Robin Salo touches the puck in the defensive zone. The next thing that happens is the puck leaves the Islander zone in numerous different ways. But if he touches that puck, the next thing that happens, the puck is out of our end. This guy's dynamite. He's dynamite. He's going to be our main. He's going to be the guy. Even defensively, I was watching him, and he was outstanding defensively. So, but yeah, like I said, the breaks, so Calgary gets a huge break on that goal and they score. And then, like, how is it only the Islanders have a guy pulled off the ice for concussion protocol, but it was just a 2-minute minor? Come on, man. We've seen other calls change. They have no problem giving us 5 and then reviewing it. And if it's so blatantly obvious, they'll just bring it down to 2. But it always seems that the Islanders are on the wrong side of these calls. It's just so frustrating. Like, seriously, dude, if a guy's getting pulled off for those, I don't know if you can review the other way. I know majors can get reviewed down to a minor, but I don't know if minors can be reviewed to a major. If they can't be, they should be, because you watch that again, and that's a 5-minute major. So just so tired of it. It just seems like everything is going wrong lately to start the season. And but I have the faith the boys are gonna come through. Love Panic's checking in this game. He's laying out a lot of hard hits out there. He's playing really well tonight. There's a few guys that are playing really well. Everybody's giving 100% effort. I'll give it that. Other than 2 deflections, really, that's the difference in this game. And kudos to Mangiapane for 2 for 2 on his deflection. So that don't happen often. But what can you do? Anyway, I'm hoping for a little Belmont magic in the second period. I think I'm always the optimist. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. And I'm saying that down to going into the third against a goaltender who's pitched 5 shutouts in 13 games. But I think we can do it. Let's make Belmont special. Let's go UBS. Be our magic sprinkled magic dust over the ice for the last period. So I'm always eternally hopeful for the Isles. So anyway, let's do it, guys. Let's go, Islanders. See you at the end of the game. The New York Islanders fall to the Calgary Flames 5-2. Not the opening we were hoping for the UBS Arena. Would have been nice to change history, but you know what? Why change history? Last time we lost our opener to the Flames, we went on to win 4 Stanley Cups. So maybe it's just meant to be that way. And it's hard to be disappointed because of the effort the Islanders gave tonight. So for me, as everybody know, if you watch my podcast, you know that I'm all about the effort. So win or lose, as long as I see effort, I'm happy with the Islanders. And I saw effort out there tonight, and I thought I love the push that we made. That was awesome. Brock Nelson getting his second of the game unassisted, but man, Wally did a lot of work there to not get an assist. How long have I been dreaming about a forward from the Islanders who drives to the net? And now we're getting a whole bunch. We got Parise, and you see Wallstrom driving for that net. He doesn't drive for the net, and that play doesn't happen, and Brock doesn't score. And the building came to life after that goal, and it was a pretty exciting game. for all the way until the empty netters at the end. So, you could see them giving it their all and whatnot. So it was hard to be mad at the Islanders tonight. Uh, yeah, it was a special night for sure. I'll talk about it at the end of the video. What some of my thoughts and everything were going on throughout the night. I actually kind of found it a little bit hard to try and concentrate on stuff to talk about on the podcast because I just wanted to kick back and just soak it all in. But yeah, so
It's 7 o'clock.
man, every time I go to record, my computer tells me it's top of the hour. Uh, yeah, so like I said, they gave 100% effort. They pushed all period long, third period. I mean, we were behind on shots on goal, and we finished off 36 shots for us and 31 for the Flames. So it was a good game. It was just a good game. It was a good game by the Flames, good game by the Islanders, and I am revitalized because I know what we just did that with, and I saw a bunch of pieces in our depth that wow, we're looking pretty solid for some time to come. So, well, I'll talk about all that later and whatnot. So, I guess before I talk about players individual, I'll throw out I'll throw out a trivia question. Uh, which New York Islander has scored the most goals at the UBS Arena? I'll give you the answer at the end of the podcast. I probably won't give you the answer, but if I remember, I will. All right, so let's talk about how I can't even remember the lines, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna talk about the players as I can think of them. Zach Parise, another, like, the guy just gives everything he's got, and he finally is all alone out in front of the net and gets a wicked slap shot off. And Markstrom just gets the smallest of piece of it on the cheater, and just enough to stop him from getting that first goal. That would have been unbelievable if he could have put that one in there. The atmosphere would have been absolutely crazy. So I thought Zach had a really good game tonight, as he pretty much has all year. He's more snake bitten than, I don't know, but he's just basically snake bitten. I just do know if he keeps doing what he's doing, it's gonna happen for him, and it's gonna happen in clusters. So uh just keep going, Zach. Keep smiling, keep on trucking, brother. All right, let's go to Matty Barzell. I thought Matt was really good tonight. He was flying out there. I noticed he's getting a little bit frustrated, wanting to, get that goal and whatnot. Couldn't get that goal, but overall, he had a good game. He got like 5 shots off tonight, so he was definitely making things happen when he was out there. But I just. I just see guys like Parise and whoever on the right, whether it be Palmieri or Wallstrom or whatever. I just see Bars being a better hockey player than with Lee. And I know him and Lee have had so much success, but I just, it's one of those things, you have something that gives you great success, but since it's giving you that success, you're unwilling to try something that could be even greater than that. And I think that's one of the problems when it comes to Barzell. Like, we talk about the system and everything that doesn't suit him to get a whole bunch of points, and it wouldn't suit anybody to get a whole bunch of points. But I just can't help but think that guy's a little more speedier than Anders Lee. Bars was saddled with Leo all last year, and Everly and Bars, they mesh. But I think you get even better than Everly, and that's what I mean. So there could be some real positives out of this COVID thing that's going on with us right now. We're seeing a lot of different options over there, and it's going to be interesting to see if Barry decides to take those options, because yeah, there's a few of them out there, that's for sure. Andreoff, wow, super impressed me tonight. played a really hard game. Was great in the structure, great defensive system. Breaking out was good. And he even, put some offensive pressure on throughout the night. So really impressed with him. And the fourth line looked better with him on it when Martin took a seat in the first period. So I was really impressed with Andreev. I like having him as a depth guy. I think it's a nice depth guy to have. Cal Clutterbuck, he's the only one on the fourth line that was at least trying to hit people tonight. He just wasn't in sync to do it. He just couldn't get there in time, or whatever the reason. He just couldn't sync up. But Casey and Martin, they really need to pick up their games, like with the hitting. They were a zero for us tonight. And if anything, they're becoming a problem because they're getting hemmed in their own end now. That they used to be the fourth line that hemmed in a first line from another team in their own end. And I'm just not seeing that from them this year. I can see the effort from Casey, but he looked awful again tonight. I didn't think he looked that good at all. He was super in the faceoff department, so at least he was contributing in that way. So I'll give him that kind of pass. Richard Panik, I thought, had an excellent game. He was laying the body all game long. Definitely not out of place at any time, and definitely love the effort that he was putting on out there in that. So yeah, I was more than happy with Panik's game as well. Kiefer Bellows, he was trying, but wasn't making a whole lot happen. But Kiefer Bellows will be one of those guys who's like that, but then all of a sudden has a goal and assist in the game, or two goals. And he just takes his small moments and capitalizes on them. And with playing time, that's what'll eventually happen with Bellows. So overall, not bad. The effort was there. Nothing great. Didn't really stand out to me as doing anything spectacular. I thought Palmieri was a little bit slow in the first and second, and I thought he really gained steam for the third period and was outstanding. Really outstanding. He had a good third period for sure, but his first and second were nothing to write home about. That's for sure. And Wallstrom, same thing with the body. I love how he's using his body to his advantage. He's going to be one hell of a power forward in this league. And I love the way he drove to the net on that second goal of Brock Nelson. We've been missing that kind of player on the Islanders. It seems like forever. And now we've got him, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. And what about Brock Nelson? What can you say about Brock tonight? Double shifting him. He was making things happen, scores 2 goals. Okay, I'm going to let you know now. The answer to the trivia question is Brock Nelson with his 2 goals. He's 2 goals in the lead now on a whole bunch of other guys. Yeah, so there's the answer to your trivia question tonight. Yeah, Brock had an outstanding game. So he's really developed into some kind of player. He really has. He's an awesome second center to have, and we're lucky to have Brock. And I like Brock. I like cheering for Brock. I just like Brock as a person. So it's nice to see him having success. I always enjoy when he has his success. And I thought Pager had a really good game tonight, and I haven't said that many times this season. So he was definitely into it. He was into his face-offs. He was into hitting people. He was into hemming the Flames into their end. And I thought that was a really solid game by Pager tonight. And if you watch my podcast, I haven't been over complimentary of Pager. But today, yeah, he had it for sure. Now just keep carrying that, Pager, and things will straighten out for you as well. Okay, how about defense? Let's go to defense. Who should I start with first? I thought Chara had a good game. He didn't he didn't really make any major errors. He made a couple of small errors, kind of in a giveaway-ish situation that kind of got us hemmed in for quite a while, but we'd already been hemmed in for quite a while at that time. So Chera was a little bit gassed, and the new on the ice Flames were just had more jump and basically pushed him off the puck and that. So hard to blame him for that. Other than that, I thought once again he had a solid game. So kudos to Big Z. He's starting to step up real good, making his passes really good. His penalty killing's pretty good, even though we gave up 2 goals tonight, but 2 deflections. Like Sorokin wouldn't have had either one of those deflections either. Like they were beautiful deflections, but that's the way it's been going for us against most teams lately. So yeah. And what about Carter Hutton? Carter Hutton could have became a folk hero if he had a scored at the end of the game there. I was wondering, I could see it coming, right? And I could see the puck wobbling. And I go, oh, I hope it's one of these fluttery ones that goes right in the net. And he didn't hesitate. He drove it. As for Carter Hutton's game, I didn't really notice him that much, which for a defenseman, coming up from the A and playing in the NHL is a big bonus. So since I didn't notice him much, I think he probably had the least amount of ice time on the ice tonight. I'd have to check that later. But yeah, overall, if I don't notice you, that means you're not doing anything wrong. And I did notice you almost tying the game late in the third. So good game for you, Carter Hutton, or Carter Hutton. And oh wow, is it possible to see a transformation in one person in one game? No, hold on a second. I think I'm going to talk about him last. Okay. Scotty Mayfield. How about Scotty Mayfield? Another, he just seemed he looked like a leader out there tonight. I was noticing, and it was like he knew he was pretty much top of the heap of what was out there. And I was pretty impressed with Scotty's defensive play tonight. So pretty impressed watching Scott step up like that. It was really something to watch. I mean, Scott's had a great season already this year. So yeah. All right. For me, biggest surprise of the night. It shouldn't be, because I kind of noticed it last game, but wow. I was ready to, drive this guy to the airport, but Sebastian Aho, whoa, what a whale of a game. What a whale of a game. I just, I didn't think he was as good as he was. And there was a couple of defensive things that I saw tonight that blew my mind. And so much, this kid has so much talent, and I didn't even know. And he looked like a 10-year or 5-year vet out there playing tonight. So he looked really, really good, and it really did surprise me quite a bit. Anybody remember that one play where he was back checking going in to get the puck, and he got the puck, and he was fending the guy off with his arm, and he slowly started turning to try to head up ice, and just as he did, the guy was getting ready to smoke him on the boards, and just with his left wrist just flipped the puck. Beautiful, about a 3-foot saucer pass over the defender's stick. It was unbelievable. I was like, wow, for a little guy, you're pretty strong. So I was uber impressed with Aho tonight. His love for shooting, he's going right into my heart with that kind of attitude. Like he was up there in most amount of shots tonight. So fantastic game from Sebastian Aho. One time I wanted to ship him out of town. Now I'm kind of salivating a bit about him being a regular at some point, which then leads me to Robin Salo. Wow, everything I thought he would be, and he's just going to get better. The kid just looked unfazed by what was going on out there tonight, and like I said, every time he got that puck ended up out of our end, and he was trying to get shots off. And that he didn't register any shots, but he was shooting. And I love the way Bo Salo and Aho. I love the way they walk the line like that. It's fantastic. And I also noticed Aho seems to like playing the right side on the defense there. So I thought that was interesting because well, I started daydreaming. I was dreaming all night because everything seemed surreal to me as it was. But I just all of a sudden started thinking of a defense with Ryan Bullock and Adam Pellick playing together, Noah Dobson and Scott Mayfield playing together, and Aho and Salo playing together. And I just started drooling at that thought. And I so hope that happens. Like they were outstanding, both of them tonight. Really, for Aho hasn't even had that many games, but Salo looked like a seasoned veteran out there tonight. He was just doing no wrong. All his defense and everything. I feel bad for him ending up with a -2 because of empty net goals. Like it's his fault. But Barry obviously saw it too because he had both Aho and Salo out there quite a bit at the end. Which brings me to the last, but definitely not least, Noah Dobson. I talked about, can you see a transformation all of a sudden in one game for a player that you've been waiting to make a transition? And it was like it happened over the course of the game. It was almost like I could watch it. It was amazing. Noah played so well tonight, but it was how he started to play well. Salo and Aho were dancing with the puck out there, and they were shooting from everywhere in that, right? And it was almost like Noah looked at them like going, "What, you mean you can carry the puck and do whatever you want like you did in junior in that? I think I'm going to try this." And I don't think I've ever seen him look so confident. He was, jumping up in the play. One of the things we've been missing so much, like I was watching the Avs game the other night, and Cale Makar received a breakout pass from the red line. Like he was standing on the red line. That's how Cale Makar and those guys rack up points. But every once in a while, we need guys to jump in. I was so happy when Dobson was going down 2-on-2, and I can't remember who it was, dumped it in, and Dobson just jumped in there to pursue the puck. I'm going, yes, this is what we need, Noah. This is what we need out of you. And he was carrying the puck better, and he was passing the puck better, and he was skating the puck better, and he just looked so much more confident. Then all of a sudden, you had Dobson, Aho, and Salo all playing fantastic in a game where we've been decimated. We've lost our number one defensive pairing, and these guys just no big deal. We'll fill that role. And I was blown away. I seriously was blown away, and that's when I started salivating about those top six. And I really don't want to think about that as in a year and a half down the road or whatever. I kind of want it to happen like right now. I really do. And I'm more than ready to live and die by what happens with those guys. Sometimes you can just, there's things that you can pick about just seeing a person that you almost can't even explain that to another person. You see that little something special thing they got. And as a player, the one thing that's always stuck out to me is the non-panicking hockey players. I've seen they're few, but they're out there. And Robin Salo is one of those guys. And Aho looks pretty close to being that too as well. So yeah, I'm raving about those two, and that's probably why I'm not as upset about this loss tonight. So I saw that, I saw the future, and the future looked bright. And yeah, I don't know. Disappointing we lost 5-2, but so many positives out there. So many positives out there. Varley wasn't really tested. I mean, got 31 shots against him. Uh, yeah, I can't really fault him for anything, but he wasn't really overly tested. Of the 28 saves he made, I can't think of anything outstanding. I remember one scrambling around session, but I still don't remember anything outstanding of a save. But he was solid. So Varley had a good game too. So yeah, there was that. Okay, so I'm basically done, except for the fact that I'm just going to throw out my thoughts about Belmont tonight. Just some of the things I noticed was it was funny when they would do those crowd views where the camera's down below looking up and you see the two ribbons going around and the Islander logo and goal being flashed on that. To me, it looked unreal because that's not what the Islanders arena looks like or looked like. And so it was almost like I felt like I was watching a video game when I saw everybody there. And I'm going, is this real? Is this really real? Did it actually happen? And it did. It did. I can tell that the Belmont arena can get loud, but I don't think it sustains the loudness like the old barn did. But that's okay because at least it's not cavernous. And I got to be honest, I was a little disappointed in the fans tonight. I get it. I know it was disappointing. All of a sudden we were down 2-0 before you knew it, but you guys had to know, man, we were missing 7 regulars. So if anything, you think you guys would have taken it upon yourselves, no matter what was going on the ice tonight, to just do everything you could to bring them up. But it was pretty unnoticeable, at least on TV, except for after both goals and pretty much all of the third period. But that's because we scored that second goal, and I didn't really think we kind of helped the team out tonight. So we'll see. Maybe it's not the normal crowd that it's going to be. I know the tickets were expensive. Maybe some of them aren't all the diehard rowdy fans that we have that were in the arena tonight. So that remains to be seen. But overall, I thought Brendan's remarks gave me chills at the beginning of the telecast when he was listing all the things off that had happened in short form. He said, when he said, "We'll no longer be able to be a joke." That one, I got goosebumps right now as soon as I just said that. And I have put up with so much flack here in Canada for the happenings that have happened in the Islanders, and people just shake their head wondering why would this guy be an Islander fan? Like, they're horrible, man. They're horrible. And all the things that were going on, the Spano, I mean, so many things, too many to mention. Anybody who's around my age knows all of them. So can you imagine being in a different country and still wearing your gear loud and proud as badly as we sucked over a lot of those years? So yeah, I got the feels when I heard Brendan say that, and I thought the whole intro was fantastic. Yeah, and I just thought the ice was fantastic. What a dream! I think we may have the best ice in the NHL. However, they do say one thing about arenas: it takes a while for the ice to, like right now, it's green ice, and it takes a while for it to get worked in, and so it could get a little choppier after that. But it looked fantastic. That puck was on the ice all night. I mean, there was a couple hops over the sticks, but that's hockey. That's happening. I mean, the ice isn't going to be perfect at the end of the period once it's starting to get chewed up. There's going to be some misses like that, but overall, the ice is fantastic. And I got to tell you one thing about the Islanders, what I saw tonight. If this is long term, I'm not really that worried. I was impressed with everybody out there tonight, and we have some serious depth in this organization. And I think these guys, as is, could do some damage. But here comes the problem: is will there be 3 more guys tomorrow who come out with COVID? And if that happens, we could be in some serious trouble. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. I'll probably talk more about Belmont. I know I've forgotten a lot of it as this whole thing has went, but I thought the place was just absolutely gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. Seeing you know, like we're finally, our broadcasters are in a real place that you see every other team doing their broadcasts out of, and it's so nice to see them be able to get through that situation. It is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Wouldn't it be nice to turn it around tomorrow night against Toronto Maple Leafs? Let's hope that actually happens. I believe, I do. I believe in this team. I'm not panicking yet. I mean, I know we're starting to put ourselves in a whale of a spot that we don't want to be in, but I'm not giving up on them yet. And I don't think you guys are either, because we know it's a solid team. And if this makeshift crew has to get us through a bit, I think they can. I really do. They looked awesome. They really did. So anyway, that's all I have for tonight, I guess, for the Canadian Islander fan. It was a super exciting night. I can't even explain it. Like I had the feeling of like it was a playoff game in the pit of my stomach. I was getting chills watching it. It just got to me so much. And yeah, I'm so excited. The future looks bright for the Islanders. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And you guys all take care and peace out.